Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. This is Akash and welcome to GS Sarathi. In this video, I will cover important questions on digestive system. This is part 2. If you haven't seen the part 1 yet, then go to the description and click on the link provided there. So this is part 2 with explanation. So let's get started. Question number 1 is insulin hormone is produced by liver, pancreas, small intestine or large intestine. The correct answer of this question is pancreas. As you know that pancreas is a mixed gland or heterocrine gland. It secretes both enzymes as well as hormones. So in pancreatic juice, it has 3 enzymes. These are lipase, amylase and trypsin. And if we talk about the hormones, it secretes 2 hormones. One is insulin and other is glucagon. The function of insulin is to maintain the glucose level in the human blood. Insulin converts the extra glucose into the glycogen. That glycogen is stored in the liver. Liver is the largest gland of human body. The small intestine is divided into 3 parts, that are jejunum and ileum, and the complete digestion of the food occurs in the small intestine. The final is large intestine. It is divided into 3 parts, that are cecum, colon and rectum. So let's move ahead to question number 2. Question number 2 is which part of the large intestine is responsible for absorbing water? The options are cecum, rectum, colon or anus. The correct answer of this question is colon. Colon is a part where the water is absorbed, and colon also has a bacteria that is named E. coli that helps in absorption of the water. Anus is not a part of large intestine. Now let's move ahead to question number 3. Question number 3 is which of the following is responsible for regulating glucose level in human blood? Your options are pancreatic juice, gastric juice, bile juice or islet of Langerhans. So the correct answer of this question is islet of Langerhans. Now, islet of Langerhans has 4 types of cell. One is alpha cell, second is beta cell, and the third is delta cell, and the fourth is EP cell. Now, what are the functions of these cells? So I tell you, if you talk about alpha cell secretes a hormone that is called glucagon, and glucagon helps in converting glucose to the converting glycogen into the glucose. Glycogen, it is stored in the liver. And what is the function of insulin? Insulin hormone converts glucose into glycogen. So whenever there is an increase in glucose level in the blood, so insulin hormone converts that glucose into the glycogen. So glucagon raises blood glucose level, while insulin lowers blood glucose level. So if there is in persons, when there is a weakness of insulin or there is a decrement of the insulin hormone, then they suffer from a diabetes that is called diabetes mellitus. Okay, so now let's move ahead to question number 4. Question number 4 is which of the following enzyme takes part in the protein digestion inside the stomach? Your options are trypsin, erepsin, pepsin or cellulose. So the correct answer of this question is pepsin. Although these 3 enzymes, trypsin, erepsin, pepsin, helps in digestion of protein, but if we talk about stomach, so in stomach pepsin helps in digestion of protein. And what about these 2, trypsin and erepsin? Trypsin helps in digestion of protein in small intestine, and in the duodenum part of the small intestine after the secretion of pancreatic juice, because pancreatic juice has three enzymes that are lipase, amylase and trypsin. While trypsin helps in digestion of protein, amylase helps in digestion of carbohydrate and lipase helps in digestion of fats. What is the function of trypsin? So, in the ileum part of the small intestine, trypsin helps in digestion of protein. So, now what is the process of converting the or digesting the protein? Protein first converts into the peptides with the help of pepsin in the stomach, and then from peptide it converts to peptone with the help of trypsin, and from peptone it converts to amino acids. As you know that there are 20 essential amino acids that are required by our body. So with the help of trypsin, it converts from peptide to from peptone to amino acids. So now there are 20 essential amino acids that are required by the body. 10 amino acids are produced by the body and 10 we take externally. So now, and cellulose, if we talk about cellulose is not found in the humans, it is found in the animals, and it is and it helps in digestion of the grass. The grass eating animals have the cellulose. So now let's move ahead to question number 5. Question number 5 is, which of the following cells are responsible for the production of HCl in stomach? Your options are prokaryotic cells, RBCs, auxantic cells. Option number D is nerve cells or neurons. So the correct answer of this question is auxantic cells. So auxantic cells are in stomach and they help in production of HCl. What are the prokaryotic cells? Prokaryotic cells are unicellular. That means they do not have well developed nucleus. RBCs, as you know, that red blood capillaries, and it has another name also as anthrocytes. Nerve cells is the longest cells of human body, and it has length of approximately 90 centimeter. So now let's move ahead to question number 6. Question number 6 is, after digestion, protein is converted into, so as I have told you in the earlier questions, the protein is converted into amino acids. Now fats are digested by lipase, and it is also digested by the bile juice. So bile juice converts fats into fatty acids, and bile juice, it is produced by liver and is stored in the gallbladder. Glucose, as I told you earlier, that glucose is converted into glycogen with the help of insulin, and glucose is also called the instant source of energy. Glucose is found in the honey. Glycogen, it is stored in the liver, and when there is a decrement of glucose level in the blood, then glycogen is converted into the glucose with the help of glucagon. Question number 7 is, what is the function of cholecystokinin hormone? So in the part 1 I have discussed the cholecystokinin hormone. So now you will have to tell what is the function of cholecystokinin. Your options are to release pancreatic juice, to release bile juice, to release gastric juice, or to release saliva. The correct answer of this question is to release bile juice. So pancreatic juice is secreted by the pancreas, gastric juice is secreted by the stomach, while saliva is secreted by the salivary gland, and its saliva has an enzyme named ptyalin. And so, which hormone helps in the secretion of pancreatic juice from the pancreas? So that hormone name is secretin hormone. And by the way, secretin hormone was the first hormone that was discovered. Gastric juice has two enzymes that named pepsin and renin. Both helps in digestion of protein. Renin helps in digestion of the milk protein, that is casein. So now let's move ahead to question number 8. Question number 8 is the longest part of small intestine is. Your options are duodenum, jejunum, ileum or colon. So the correct answer of this question is ileum. Ileum is the longest part, and in this part the maximum food is digested. Duodenum secretes three hormones: cholecystokinin hormone, hepatocretin hormone, and the third is secretin hormone. And colon is not a part of small intestine. Colon is a part of large intestine that has a bacteria named E. coli. E. coli. So now let's move to question number 9. Question number 9 is which of the following is not a part of stomach? Your options are cardia, fundus, pyloric or esophagus. So the correct answer of this question is esophagus. Esophagus is not a part of the stomach. Cardia is the upper part of the stomach, and it is called cardia because it is near to the heart. This part of the stomach is called fundus. This is fundus, and this part is called cardia. Then pyloric. Pyloric is present here, and pyloric is a part where the gastric juice is present. Now let's move ahead to question number 10. Question number 10 is the muscular motion that pushes the food downwards, the esophagus, is called. So when we eat the food, and this is esophagus, and when the food moves downward, so what is that motion called? Your options are absorption, assimilation, peristalsis motion or papillae. The correct answer of this question is peristalsis motion. So, and what is papillae? Papillae are the small bumps that are present on our tongue so as to provide tongue a rough texture. So this is all. Thank you guys. If you like the video, then please give me a thumbs up, and your feedback will be appreciated. And your feedback will help me in improving my content, and just share this video as much as you can. Thank you.